How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet, and welcome back to PokeForward. Today, guys, we've got some news, some theories, everything in between, and I thought we'd take a look at it as basically Pokemon has officially now, they've officially confirmed, mentioned the brand new turtle Pokemon. Now, we don't really know much about it, but they did make 2 posts over on their website about it, and I'm going to actually pop that up on the screen in a second. I just need to make sure I find the exact and correct page so you guys can actually see all I'm talking about. But basically, there's a bunch of theories about it. What is the deal with it? What is it based on? Is it an evolution? Is it not? That kind of stuff. And there's a few different theories from a few different people. Light here has a theory about it, but that's not all though. We also have, of course, Riddler-Ku, right? You guys know Riddler-Ku. He's the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who basically puts out all the Pokemon leaks that we always want, and he's a legitimate leaker. And he basically said, what do you think the true relationship is between the 2 turtle things? And he's talking about the brand new one we've seen, this fellow right here, as well as Terapagos, which is the 3rd legendary. So he's talking about both of them. Now, the question is, what is the relationship between them? Like, is it either a Carbink and Diancie thing, where they look similar, but they're not the same Pokemon? A form change, which is highly possible. A family line, which is what majority of people voted. I just clicked the first one I saw. I didn't really vote for a particular one. And then some core cell stuff, which would be specifically referring to, I guess, Zygarde cells, right? Now, I don't really know which one of these it is, but the fact that he's bringing it up is quite interesting. But that's not all, though. The Pokemon Company actually also posted on their website about this brand new discovered Pokemon. And I think you guys can actually see it right here. So if you go to the website, For this, they said, a newly discovered Pokemon appears in the hidden treasure of Area 0 for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Its splendid aura is reminiscent of the legendary Pokemon Terapagos, but this Pokemon's name and true nature are shrouded in mystery. Interesting that they say it like that, because yeah, it is shrouded in mystery because they won't tell us what it is. But fear not, because we got some theories, okay? We have some theories and thoughts on this. So first of all, they posted it here on the website and said the following. A newly discovered Pokemon appears in the hidden treasure of Area 0, Scarlet and Violet. This Pokemon is small in stature and not particularly strong, but when a push comes to shove, it can crystallize the energy in its body to form a protective shield. Apparently, it can also assume a dormant state when it feels like its life is in danger by pulling its head, limbs, and tail into its shell, making itself look like a jewel, which is what happens actually in the show, because it, I guess, comes from the pendant that Liko is carrying. Its splendid aura is reminiscent of the legendary Pokemon Terapagos, but this Pokemon's name and true nature are shrouded in mystery. So question is, what is this turtle? What exactly is it? Now, here's a few of the theories and stuff people are saying. So, bingo, as I said, finally they revealed new information about the Pokemon from the anime shown, but the mystery that is involving with the name and its true nature are shrouded. They could be related to Terapagos, but they don't confirm that. Basically, they explained what happened in the anime. So, yeah, it's just, they're not really, trying to tell us exactly. They do say that its body is more or less made of, crystallized, I guess, terrestrialized power, I guess, in this case. And, yeah, I don't know, it's just crystallized energy. So, terrestrialization, I guess, is what it's mostly made out of. And there's a bunch of posts on what people think about these things. So here, for example, on the website, it says Area 0 mystery. Clearly, that is this new Pokemon. It is the mystery from Area 0. As you can see, they did the error to leave this big hint. And basically, what he's talking about here is, I guess, at the top here, you guys can actually, I don't know if you guys can actually see it. If I actually move down this thing, do you guys see the URL? If you read the URL here, Area 0 mystery. So basically, the hidden treasure of Area 0, I guess the treasure would be this Pokemon, right? That would be the logical conclusion to that. And basically, that's what he's saying right here. We finally know what the hidden treasure of Area 0 will be. It's going to be this new Pokemon. Clearly, this would make sense to be the one down there. But I digress. It's possible that won't be the case. Here's another theory by Champion. It says, with the reveal and new info on the baby gem turtle, I have some thoughts. Starting off, the info confirms that Liko's pendant is this Pokemon in stasis. In this form, I believe they made up the interlocking hexagons that made up the shell Heath saw. So I guess it's these ones that we see right here. And then, of course, there's just info from the website. Adding to this, all the gems on the baby turtle match the gems on the Ogerpon mask, which is fair enough. Terapagos, I guess, if you look at it, yeah, kind of. Terapagos was guarding its offspring, as they had been taken before by Ogerpon. Professor Sada and Turo placed the dormant baby, Terra, in Terra orbs to cause terrestrialization, but Ogerpon used a mask. Interesting. I believe placing the crystals of the baby Terra on a mask instead of using the Terra Orb is what grants us the special appearing Terran forms that have been confirmed by leakers. This is supported by the masks we see in the DLC announcement trailer, which I think actually could be pretty reasonable. I wouldn't see that being unreasonable, so to say. But again, interesting theory from Champion Spirit. Shout out to him here, him or her. Doesn't really matter. Next thing, Horizons is not necessarily, so this is more about the anime itself. Horizon is not necessarily Liko's only protagonist, and the story could continue after she's done with Terrapagos. Gen 9 includes Black and White Remake next year's software. No, that is not true. That is bullshit. Umino Tami, I'm sorry. Oftentimes you have interesting theories, and also if you guys didn't see who posted this, it was Umino Tami. That is false. Next year is not going to be Black and White remakes. That's just not going to be the case. Black and White remakes are not happening this generation. I mean, they could be hinting at it, and if it does happen, I don't know, I'll eat my words, okay? And I'll bite my tongue. But I'm gonna be real, no. Black and White remakes are not happening this next year. They're not happening in this generation. They're gonna happen in Generation 10. Why? Because that's how it's always been. They always skip a generation when it comes to the remakes. Why did they do that? Also to space things out. If they were to release their Black and White remakes, there's nothing to hype people up for like the next thing, right? Like you want to keep these things spaced out. So next year, most likely what we'll see is some sort of, spin-off game and most likely Johto remakes. Those are the most likely things to happen because as you guys have maybe noticed, they are experimenting a bit with things. And that means that Black and White should pretty much just stay where it's supposed to be, which is Generation 10 remakes. Also, they like to do these remakes and things to kind of line up in a nice way with celebrations, right? So by the time that the Black and White remakes should be coming out, they should be celebrating like their 15-year anniversary or some shit like that. I'm not exactly certain about the exact numbers here, but the way it should go is like this. This year, 2023, is a DLC. Next year, Johto type game remake, whatever you want to call it. That'll be in 2024. 2025 will be the next generation, okay? So next year is going to be literally just a remake type game. Not Black and White, but just a spin-off. Think Legends Arceus, think Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that type of thing. And then in 2025, we get Generation 10, the year after that, DLC, and finishing off the year, so there will be 2026, so 2027 is Black and White remakes, most likely. So it's a long way to go, man. We still got 4 years to go until then? I don't think it's happening here. I just don't see that being the case. And the argument here that it's because it's Black and White in the in this team, like their logo, I just don't see that being enough of a reason. Like, yeah, sure, you got Black and White with the Amathios hair here, but I feel like it's a bit far-fetched. If I'm wrong and there is deals, like it is Black and White remakes next year, then shit, I have no way of predicting what Pokemon will do going forward ever again. But this just makes sense, okay? The same way we can predict DLC coming after a new gen release going forward. Like, it's the same way of predicting that. So, yeah. Either way, let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be this right here from Light, who said, my bet's on the second batch for the new special Terrastall forms. Yeah, you can imagine who took my template. Rillaboom normal has access to Boom Burst and must be normal type. Imagine how hard it will hit. Delphox Fairy, Chestnut Rock, and Inteleon with, I guess, Ice. And then the question mark. Now, I don't know. I think he made these himself. There was a similar post like this from Riddler Coup, which was kind of interesting, but I don't know if this really, has much of a value to us. So let's move on to the next actual thing, which is going to be specifically this. Actually, we already saw this artwork before. So let's just move on to the next thing, which is going to be this. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure I find the exact post here because there's a bunch of stuff that's been posted by certain people. So for example, here, a better look at the shield from the explorers of Pokemon Horizon. Methio doesn't look so malicious to me, but yeah, again, so this is the logo of the Explorers, right? They're the new evil team. So there is one more person, which I want to check out. I want to make sure I get it right now. So Soul Silver has been posting a lot about this brand new Pokemon. And one of the posts he made was quite interesting. So we're going to open up, let's see, this one. We already saw this official artwork. And here it is. And another post from Minotami, as well as his own theories, because there is so many of them, okay? So let's see. Here we go. So he's got this post right here, and he's got this post right here. So I haven't given an opinion on Baby's design. I've been shocked to see people not liking it. It's adorable. It feels like a design basically everyone would like, but at the same time, I feel like Terrapagos is already really cute. So yeah, I don't really know what to feel about this design. I'm not the biggest fan of it personally. I prefer Terrapagos personally. That's just me. But I think it's a cool looking Pokemon nonetheless. Of course, we'll have to wait and see if anything happens with that. But yeah, so we do have some interesting cases of, is it possible that there are connections between Terapagos and these guys, as well as, you know, the characters from the clans, rather, from Pokemon, I guess, Legends Arceus? Because this like, you know, first form, pre-evolution, or whatever you want to call it, has the rings on it, similar to how the character here does. I forget her name. And the same thing with the fella down here. He has kind of got these hexagon-esque designs like Terapagos has on its back. So, could be the case. I don't really know. But again, your guys' thoughts and opinions are appreciated. And here we go. So, maybe Terapagos was really in the anime. Does this mean we actually get a Pokemon news drop this week? Well, that's the thing. We talked about this in a video yesterday, but the news will most likely happen in May. And even then, I'm a little sketched out on it. We didn't even get proper news for Scarlet and Violet until August, okay? We had to wait until freaking August. The only reason we even had any information and knew anything was because of leaks. That's the only reason we knew anything at all. So I'm gonna just say that I don't think we're gonna see news until at least May. If it doesn't happen beyond May, I don't know. Anything is possible at this point. But again, your guys' thoughts and opinions would be appreciated. I don't really know what to say about that any further. So, yeah, again, I think we've gone through most of these. I had a bunch of these more that opened up, but I don't really remember where they are. So, I used to have, like, a bunch of other posts I could show you guys. But here's another one, I guess, from Soul Silver. But this, I guess, is mostly the stuff we've already covered. The pendant being the key, which, yes, we already kind of know that part as well. And, yeah, mostly just old information that we kind of already know about. And, yeah, I just want to hear what you guys think about in the comment section down below. Sorry if I missed a bunch of stuff. There are a few posts that I feel like I should cover because, actually, you know what? I did find them. So let's go into these as well. I think we have 1 or 2 more posts, but again, it's mostly stuff we have covered, so it's not super revolutionary or anything. Some of this stuff we kind of already knew about. And here we have a connection between the Hisui and, I guess, Hisui and specifically Kitakami. So this can kind of connect them really well. So here you go. You can see my original thoughts and evidence on this Hisui theory too. And basically, the connections between Kitakami and Hisui are wild, so much that I believe there will be a single tangible things related to Hisui and the Teal Mask. Can you imagine if Game Freak planned to have these two stories and games connect as they were creating them side by side? Yes, very much possible. Maybe a few descendants of Hisui characters will be in Kitakami, or maybe Hisui and Pokemon can be found in the wild here. Or maybe there will be tales about the clans and people of the times of Hisui, etc. This all makes sense because these two regions neighbor each other IRL. But whether or not they are neighbors in the Pokemon world, I still think we'll see a Hisuian influence in Kitakami's culture. Yes, very much possible. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be pretty much it for the video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, and bye-bye.